Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
All right, hold on. Matt, hang on. There it is. There we go. Oh, I almost forgot. I dug this out earlier.
That better not be another cursed tape, Juniper. We're still paying off the damages from the Betamax incident.
Oh, this one's better. Or worse, depends on how you look at it. It's a VHS tape labeled Recorded Tomorrow.
Recorded tomorrow? You're kidding.
Wish I was. I popped it in this morning. First thing, nothing. Totally blank, white screen, not even tracking lines. So I checked it again a little while ago, just now actually, and suddenly it's got footage on it.
What kind of footage?
That's the thing. I don't know yet. I didn't play past the first few seconds. I wanted you here for this one. Whatever's happening, this thing is updating itself.
Great. A tape with commitment issues. Perfect for this show.
We'll check that in a minute. Let me put it back in the cabinet before it decides to start predicting stock prices or my death date. Okay, where is... found tonight's folder. Episode 247, The Disappearance of Frederick Valentich.
Oh yeah, a pilot who vanishes mid-flight, a mysterious craft stalking him over Bass Strait, and a final radio transmission that still gives Australian air controllers nightmares.
Plus, let's not forget, no debris, no body, no wreckage, just a Cessna that evaporated into the night sky like it got plucked out of existence.
And now we've got a VHS tape that records the future. I'm starting to see a theme here.
Time loops, vanishings, the universe glitching again. Perfect night for the shadow frequency.
All right, grab your coffee, dim the lights, and stay close to whatever reality you think you're in. Because tonight, we're peeling back the clouds over Bass Strait and diving into one of aviation's strangest disappearances.
Episode 247, The Disappearance of Frederick Valentich, starts now.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson. Produced by Juniper Ravenwood. With Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Imagine you're 20 years old, the sky is yours, and the sun is bleeding out over the ocean. You're alone in a little Cessna, radio crackling, the coastline shrinking behind you, and then something finds you, something that shouldn't be there, something that moves like it owns the air itself. Tonight, we're going down into one of the cleanest, coldest, most haunting vanishings in aviation history. One where the last words ever heard from the pilot weren't words at all, just a long metallic scraping that still hasn't been explained. Matt, I've had this file sitting in the cabinet for months, and every time I walk past it, I swear it hums.
Yeah, I felt it humming too, Juniper. Tonight, we're cracking it open. Episode 247, The Disappearance of Frederick Valentich. Buckle up, friends, or maybe don't.
All right, let's get into it. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks, Juniper. Seriously, thank you for digging into that cabinet. Some files just feel heavier than others, you know? This one's got weight. Let's set the scene. October 21st, 1978. Moorabbin Airport, just south of Melbourne, Australia. The air smells like salt and aviation fuel. 20-year-old Frederick Valentich, everyone calls him Fred, kisses his girlfriend Rhonda goodbye, climbs into a blue and white Cessna 182L, registration Victor Sierra Juliet. He's got maybe 4 hours of daylight left, a smooth evening forecast, and a simple plan. Fly 125 nautical miles across the Bass Strait to King Island, pick up some crayfish for his mates, fly home, easy Saturday night run. Fred's a good kid, passionate about flying, maybe a little too passionate. He's failed a couple commercial pilot exams, but he's got hundreds of hours in his logbook, and tonight he's finally on his own in high-performance bird. He files a VFR flight plan, lifts off at 6:19 p.m. local time, climbs to 4,500 feet, and heads south-southeast over Port Phillip Bay. The sun is low, painting the water gold and crimson. Everything is perfect. For about 45 minutes, anyway. At 7:06 p.m., Fred keys the mic and calls Melbourne Flight Service. The controller on duty is a guy named Steve Roby. Casual Saturday night traffic, nothing special. Fred's voice is calm, curious, maybe a little excited.
Melbourne, this is Delta Sierra Juliet. Is there any known traffic below 5,000 feet?
Roby checks the scope, nothing.
Delta Sierra Juliet, no known aircraft in your vicinity.
Short pause, then Fred again, slower this time.
It is not an aircraft.
You can actually hear Roby sit up straighter in the recording.
Delta Sierra Juliet, can you describe the aircraft?
And that's when the night splits open. Fred says it's large, long, shiny, like polished metal. It's got bright lights, 4 bright landing lights, he thinks. It's orbiting him, passing overhead at tremendous speed, then stopping dead, hovering. He says it's playing some sort of game with him. 1 minute it's on his left, then above, then behind. He can't outrun it. The Cessna's doing 140 knots, and this thing is toying with him like a cat with a laser dot. He tells Roby the object has a green light, a big green light, and it's so close now he can see it. Not aerodynamic at all. It's elongated, metallic, reflecting the sunset like a mirror. His engine starts coughing, rough running, instruments going haywire. Fred sounds rattled now, breathing faster.
It's hovering and it's not an aircraft.
Dead air for 4 seconds. Then the microphone stays open and we get 17 seconds of the most unearthly sound ever broadcast on an aviation frequency. A rapid metallic scraping, like someone dragging a steel blade across the fuselage, but faster, rhythmic, almost intelligent. Then nothing. Key up. Gone. The clock reads 7:12 p.m. Delta Sierra Juliet never speaks again. What happens next is pure nightmare fuel. Melbourne declares distress phase. The biggest air-sea search in Australian history kicks off. Planes, ships, helicopters, everything they've got. They search for 5 days straight. The Bass Strait is notorious cold, deep, full of rips, but there's no oil slick, no seat cushions, no life raft, no wreckage at all. Not a single scrap of Victor Sierra Juliet has ever been found. And the coast wasn't quiet that night. People from Cape Otway all the way to Flinders report seeing strange lights maneuvering over the water at the exact same time Fred was on the radio. One guy even took a photograph. Grainy, overexposed, but there's something streaking across the twilight that doesn't look like Venus or a flare. Fred's father, Frederick Valentich, went to his grave convinced his son was taken. He told reporters Fred didn't just crash, he met something that wanted him. And that metallic scraping? Audio engineers have run it through every filter known to man. It doesn't match a propeller strike, doesn't match a canopy breaking up, doesn't match any known engine failure. Some say it almost sounds like the microphone picking up something inside the cockpit, or outside it, pressing against the airframe. 17 seconds of pure wrongness. I've listened to that tape alone in the studio at 3 a.m., and I'm not ashamed to say I turned every light on afterwards, because whatever was up there with Fred Valentich that night didn't just want to be seen, it wanted him. So that's where we leave it for now, just floating out there in the dark over the Bass Strait with something shiny and green and impossibly fast. Juniper, tell me you're feeling that chill too.
Oh, I've got full body goosebumps and the heater's on.
Yeah.
Listeners, are you okay out there?
We'll be right back after this, Juniper. Take us to break before something starts orbiting the studio.
Halfway through, and I swear the temperature in here just dropped 5 degrees. If you're new to the show, welcome to the place where the sky sometimes swallows people whole. If you're a regular, you already know we don't do tidy answers. Coming up in the second half, the search intensifies. The theories get wilder, and we finally let one skeptical voice into the room. Just one. Chris Beach has a little promo next, and then we're going to do the mailbag. Then Matt's back with the rest of this nightmare. Don't touch the dial.
Thanks, Juniper. Hey everybody, Chris Beach here. And listen, if you love the ritual of great coffee but don't always want the full caffeine blast, you've got to check out Savorista Coffee. They craft premium decaf and half-calf blends with bold, rich flavours, all made from high-altitude, hand-picked Arabica beans. Everything's naturally decaffeinated using water or sugarcane-based methods, so there are zero harsh chemicals. Savorista works directly with farmers from Colombia, Ethiopia, Rwanda, and more. And their small batch roasting brings out those incredible flavour notes, like the chocolatey smooth profile in their Colombian Inspiration decaf. And here's the best part. Shadow Frequency listeners get 25% off any product with the promo code SHADOW25 at savorista.com. All right, I'm grabbing another cup. Back to you, Juniper.
Thanks, Chris. All right, time to fire up the Spectral Cosmic Message Materializer, flipping the switches now. Valves glowing. Here we go. Let's see what the void coughs up tonight. Ooh, here's a delicious little envelope sliding out of the static like it's been waiting centuries to be read.
From the void.
All right, this one says, I'm Matt in Juniper. My name's Doreen M., writing in from St. John's, Newfoundland. Way out on the far edge of Canada where the fog rolls in like it's got something to hide. I've been meaning to send a note for a while now, but your Mel's whole episode finally pushed me over the edge in a good way. I usually listen to the Shadow Frequency late at night while I'm working on my quilts. The house is quiet, the kettle's going, and your stories fill the room in a way that makes the creaks in the walls feel extra suspicious. I stream you on Spotify, though sometimes I flip over to YouTube if I want to re-listen with the visual waveform humming along. My favorite episodes are the hauntings and cryptid deep dives, though the conspiracy ones always get my brain turning when I probably should be sleeping. Your Baldoon mystery episode had me double-checking the corners of my sewing room for blue flames. Thanks for that. Just wanted to say thanks for keeping the nights interesting out here on the Atlantic edge. You two have the kind of chemistry that makes even the weird stuff feel cozy. Stay weird, Doreen. Doreen, you're beautiful quilting night owl. Thank you. I hope whatever you're stitching right now ends up with a few extra shadows in the pattern. Consider it our gift. Remind your friends, shadowpodcast@protonmail.com if you've got something strange to slide into the materializer. Matt, studio's yours again. Try not to vanish on us.
You are tuned to the Shadow Frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Doreen, that was lovely. Thank you. And yeah, Cozy Weird is exactly the brand we're going for. All right, lights down again. Back to the Bass Strait, 7:12 p.m., October 21st, 1978. Mic open, metallic scraping, then silence. The official search lasted until October 25th. 28 aircraft, a dozen boats, Orion patrol planes, the works. They covered thousands of square miles. Nothing. The Department of Transport report basically says presumed fatal accident, cause unknown, case closed. But the file never really closed, did it? UFO researchers jumped on it immediately. The Valentich incident has everything real-time radio transcript, a pilot with no reason to lie, independent visual confirmations from the ground, and that god-awful sound. Groups like MUFON still listed as one of the top 5 strongest CE1 cases ever recorded. Close encounter of the first kind, with physical evidence, the audio, and a missing aircraft. Bass Strait itself has a reputation. Sailors call it the Paddock of Winds. There's a stretch near King Island where compasses spin, radios drop out, and lights appear that have no business being there. People vanish. Boats, planes, entire fishing crews. Some locals swear it's a window area, a thin spot. Others say it's just treacherous water and bad luck. But when you line up the disappearances, the dates start to feel deliberate. Fred's own words keep circling in my head. It's hovering, and it's not an aircraft. Not, I think, or maybe. He knew every silhouette in Jane's All the World's aircraft. Whatever was up there with him wasn't in any book he'd ever studied. His dad kept flying the same route for years afterward, hoping he'd see the green light too. Heartbreaking. Now here's the part where I have to do the thing I hate doing. 1 foot in the skeptic camp, just for a minute. There is a minority theory that Fred staged the whole thing. The idea goes he was obsessed with UFOs, had clippings all over his bedroom walls, and maybe he wanted to vanish in a way that would make him famous forever. The crayfish pickup on King Island? Some say there was no firm arrangement. He just told people that. A few researchers point out the Cessna was rented until 7:30 p.m. If he turned it around and landed on a remote strip, ditched the plane in deep water and walked away, technically possible. The metallic sound could have been him dragging something across the airframe while the mic was keyed. It's a cold theory. It turns a terrified kid into a hoaxer and ignores the ground witnesses, but it exists, and I'd be doing you a disservice if I pretended it didn't. Most investigators think it's garbage. Fred's girlfriend said he was genuinely excited about the flight, not suicidal or theatrical. And honestly, faking your own death in 1978 with no money and no plan, that's a hell of a magic trick. Still, one little crack of daylight in an otherwise pitch-black story. Everything else points the other way. The Australian government's own UFO files, declassified years later, mention DSJ. And that 17-second sound? Play it slow, pitch-shifted, run it through a spectrogram, and you get patterns that look almost structured. Some audio guys swear it's a language. Others hear a machine breathing. Almost 50 years later, no wreckage, no body, no closure. Fred Valentich and Victor Sierra Juliet are still out there somewhere. Maybe under the strait, maybe over it, maybe somewhere the compass can't point. I'll leave you with his dad's words again. He met something that wanted him. Whether that something was curiosity, experiment, or hunger, we'll never know. But on quiet nights, when the static on the radio gets thick and the stars look a little too sharp, some pilots flying the same route say they switch to an unused frequency just to listen. And every once in a great while, they hear it, faint, fast, metallic scraping, like something still circling, waiting for the next lone plane. So yeah, that's the Valentich file. Some folders should probably stay closed. Juniper?
I think I need to go stand under a bright light for a while. My skin is crawling.
Same. Listeners, sleep tight, if you can.
Episode 247, The Disappearance of Frederick Valentich. A young pilot, a green light, a sound that still hasn't let go of the airwaves. Thank you for flying the shadow frequency with us tonight. If you got your own sky story that won't land, write us shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. And you can visit our website, shadowfrequencypodcast.com. And while you're there, hit our button for our store. Check out our new Shadow Frequency Christmas ornament. It'd be nice on your tree. And you can find this wherever the signal reaches. All right, next time we'll have another spooky episode for you. Until then, keep your eyes on the sky, but maybe not for too long. Bat, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, friends, and whatever you do, if something starts orbiting you, don't ask it what it wants. Just fly.
Her lights out. See you in the static.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.